My name is David, and this is the story of my marriage, my heartbreak, and my journey to healing. It's a story that I never thought I would tell, but I hope that by sharing it, someone out there might make a wiser choice than I did. I met Lisa on a warm summer evening at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was vibrant, full of life, and her laughter was infectious. It didn't take long for us to start dating. Those early days were like a dream. We would spend hours talking about our future, our dreams, and our hopes. I was head over heels in love, and it seemed like she was too. We got married a year later in a beautiful ceremony by the beach. I remember looking into her eyes as we said our vows, feeling like the luckiest man in the world. We promised to love each other in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, till death do us part. Little did I know, those promises would be broken sooner than I could have ever imagined. The first few years of our marriage were blissful. We bought a cozy house in the suburbs and talked about starting a family. Lisa had a good job in marketing, and I worked as a software engineer. We were comfortable, happy, and planning for our future. However, over time, things started to change. Lisa became distant, often staying late at work or going out with her friends more frequently. At first, I didn't think much of it. I trusted her completely. But then, little things started to add up. She would get defensive when I asked about her late nights, and she seemed more interested in her phone than in our conversations. One evening, as we were having dinner, I brought up the topic of starting a family again. Her reaction surprised me. "I just don't think it's the right time, David," she said, not meeting my eyes. "We should focus on enjoying our life and making more money before we think about kids." I felt a pang of disappointment, but nodded in agreement. I wanted to make her happy, even if it meant postponing my own dreams. Still, the nagging feeling that something was wrong wouldn't leave me. I started to notice more signs. She would receive texts late at night and smile at her phone, but when I asked who it was, she would say it was just a friend from work. Her work trips became more frequent and longer. I tried to be supportive, to trust her, but the doubts kept creeping in. One night, I decided to check her phone while she was in the shower. I know it was wrong, but I was desperate for answers. I found a series of messages from a man named Alex. They were flirtatious and intimate, talking about meeting up and missing each other. My heart sank. I felt a rush of anger and betrayal. When she came out of the shower, I confronted her. "Lisa, who is Alex?" She looked startled and then defensive. "He's just a colleague. We work on projects together. There's nothing going on, David. You're being paranoid." But I knew what I had seen. "These messages don't look like they're from a colleague. Are you cheating on me?" Her face turned cold. "I can't believe you went through my phone. That's a violation of my privacy. Maybe we need some time apart to think about this." Dear viewers, more than 90% watch my content without subscribing. If you still have not subscribed, then I ask you to do so. For me, this is the best motivation to continue. I was devastated. I didn't know where to turn. So I called my best friend Mark. Mark had known Lisa and me since college, and he had always been there for me. "David, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but maybe you should talk to her about it directly," he suggested one night over a beer. I knew he was right, but I was afraid of what I might find out. Still, I decided to confront Lisa. One Friday evening, as she was getting ready to go out, I finally asked her. "Lisa, is there something you're not telling me?" I asked, my voice trembling. "You've been so distant lately, and I'm worried." She looked at me with a mixture of surprise and annoyance. "David, you're being paranoid. I'm just stressed from work. Can't you understand that?" I wanted to believe her, but the nagging doubts wouldn't go away. It wasn't until a few weeks later that everything came crashing down. Mark called me one night, his voice urgent. "David, we need to talk. Can you meet me at the bar?" I could hear the tension in his voice and agreed to meet him. When I arrived, he looked grim. "What's going on, Mark?" I asked, feeling a knot form in my stomach. "David, I didn't want to believe it, but I have to tell you. An acquaintance of mine mentioned seeing Lisa at a club last night, with another man. They were very close, and he was boasting about picking her up." I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. My worst fears were confirmed. The woman I loved, the woman I had promised to spend my life with, was being unfaithful. I confronted Lisa that night. My heart was pounding, and my hands were shaking, but I knew I had to do it. "Lisa, I know you've been seeing someone else. I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She froze, her eyes wide with shock. What are you talking about? Don't lie to me, Lisa. Mark's friend saw you at a club last night with another man. How long has this been going on? She was silent for a moment, and then she sighed, a look of resignation on her face. David, I didn't want you to find out this way. Yes, I've been seeing someone else. I'm sorry. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and sadness all at once. Why, Lisa? Why would you do this to us? She looked away, unable to meet my eyes. I don't know, David. I felt like I was missing out on something. I wanted more. As we talked, it became clear that Lisa's priorities had shifted. She was more interested in material possessions and the excitement of a new relationship than in our life together. I want to travel, to experience new things, to live life to the fullest, she said. I feel like we're stuck in a rut, and I can't do that with you. Her words cut deep. I realized that the woman I had fallen in love with was no longer the same person. She had become someone I didn't recognize, someone who valued material things over the love and commitment we had shared. The days that followed were a blur. We filed for divorce, and I moved out of the house that had once been our home. I felt lost, betrayed, and utterly broken. For a while, I turned to drinking to cope with the pain. I spent many nights at the bar trying to numb the ache in my heart. But deep down, I knew that this wasn't the solution. I needed to find a way to heal and move on. Mark was a constant support during this time. He listened to me, offered advice, and never judged me for my choices. Our friendship grew stronger, and he became my rock. I realized how important it was to have someone who truly cared about me. Gradually, I started to put my life back together. I focused on my work, started going to therapy, and began to rebuild my sense of self. It wasn't easy, and there were days when the pain felt unbearable, but I knew I had to keep moving forward. Therapy was a lifeline. My therapist, Dr. Lewis, helped me unpack the layers of hurt and betrayal. She made me see that Lisa's infidelity wasn't a reflection of my worth, but rather a manifestation of her own insecurities and desires. David, it's important to remember that you can't control other people's actions, she said during one session. What you can control is how you respond to them. This experience, painful as it is, can be a catalyst for your growth. I took her words to heart and started focusing on self-improvement. I began working out regularly, picked up new hobbies, and reconnected with old friends. Slowly but surely, I was rebuilding my life. Dear viewers, I ask you to subscribe to the channel under this video. I will be very grateful to you. One evening, about 6 months after the divorce, I was out with Mark when I met Emma. She was smart, kind, and had a warmth that drew me in. We started talking and hit it off immediately. I felt a connection that I hadn't felt in a long time. We began dating, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I was genuinely happy. Emma understood my past and was patient with me as I navigated my way through the residual pain of my previous relationship. Interestingly, around this time, Lisa reached out to me. She wanted to meet and talk. Part of me was curious, while another part of me was wary. But I agreed to meet her for coffee. When I saw her, she looked different. The arrogance and coldness were gone, replaced by a look of regret and sadness. David, I want to apologize for everything, she began. I know I hurt you deeply, and I regret my actions. I've realized that what I thought I wanted wasn't worth losing you. Her words stirred something inside me, but not what I expected. I felt pity, not anger or longing. I had moved on, and seeing her like this made me realize how far I had come. Lisa, I appreciate your apology, I said gently. But we can't go back. I've moved on, and I think you should too. I hope you find what you're looking for. She nodded, tears in her eyes. I understand. I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry. That meeting with Lisa was the closure I needed. It helped me see that I had made the right choice in moving on. I felt a sense of peace that I hadn't felt in a long time. My relationship with Emma continued to grow stronger. She was my confidant, my partner, and my best friend. With her, I felt a sense of security and love that I hadn't experienced before. Mark remained a constant presence in my life. He had been there through my darkest times, and our friendship had only deepened. We started a tradition of going on hiking trips together, which became a way for us to bond and reflect on life. With Emma by my side, I felt ready to start a new chapter in my life. We talked about our future, about building a life together that was based on mutual respect, trust, and love. We both knew the value of honesty and communication, and we promised each other that we would always strive to keep our relationship strong. One sunny afternoon, while we were on a picnic, I took a deep breath and proposed to Emma. She said yes, tears of joy streaming down her face. It was a moment of pure happiness, a stark contrast to the pain I had endured. Our wedding was a small, intimate affair with close friends and family. Mark was my best man, and seeing the pride and happiness in his eyes meant the world to me. He had been there through it all, and now he was there to witness my new beginning. After the wedding, Emma and I settled into a life that was both exciting and comforting. We moved into a new home, a place that symbolized our fresh start. It wasn't just a house, it was a sanctuary where we could build our dreams together. Emma encouraged me to continue my therapy sessions, and I did. Dr. Lewis helped me navigate the complexities of my emotions and taught me how to communicate better. Emma and I also attended couples therapy sessions, not because we had problems, but because we wanted to ensure we had the tools to maintain a healthy relationship. One of the things that helped me the most during my healing process was rediscovering my passions. I had always loved photography, but I had let it fall by the wayside during my tumultuous marriage with Lisa. Emma, ever supportive, bought me a new camera and encouraged me to get back into it. I started spending weekends exploring the countryside, capturing the beauty of nature. It was therapeutic, allowing me to see the world through a different lens, literally and figuratively. The joy of capturing a perfect shot was a balm to my wounded heart. My bond with Mark grew even stronger. He had been a true friend through my darkest times, and now he was a part of my new life. We continued our hiking trips and even started a small photography club with a few other friends. These activities kept me grounded and reminded me of the importance of maintaining strong, supportive relationships. Mark also found love. He met Claire, a kind and intelligent woman who shared his passion for adventure. The four of us often went on trips together, creating new memories and solidifying our friendships. Seeing Mark happy made me happy, and it reinforced my belief in the power of resilience and the possibility of new beginnings. Despite the progress, there were still setbacks. There were moments when memories of Lisa and the betrayal would resurface, causing a wave of sadness. But each time, I leaned on Emma, my friends, and the coping mechanisms I had developed in therapy. These moments became less frequent over time, and I grew stronger with each one. Emma's unwavering support was a constant source of strength. She never judged me for my moments of weakness. Instead, she held me, listened to me, and reminded me of how far I had come. Her love was a healing force, and it made me realize that I could trust again. One of the most challenging aspects of my journey was learning to forgive, both Lisa and myself. Dr. Lewis often spoke about the importance of forgiveness in healing, and while it was difficult, I knew she was right. I began to see Lisa not as the villain in my story, but as a flawed human being who made poor choices. Understanding this didn't excuse her actions, but it allowed me to let go of the anger and resentment that had been weighing me down. Forgiving myself was equally important. I had blamed myself for not seeing the signs, for trusting too easily, and for not being enough. But through therapy and self-reflection, I realized that I had done my best with the information and experiences I had at the time. I learned to be kinder to myself and to recognize my worth. With forgiveness came a sense of freedom. I no longer felt tethered to the past. I was free to move forward with purpose and joy. Emma and I continued to build our life together, focusing on our shared goals and dreams. We traveled to new places, experiencing different cultures and creating memories that would last a lifetime. Each trip was a reminder of the beauty of life and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Through all the pain and heartache, I discovered the gift of resilience. I learned that no matter how broken you feel, you have the strength to heal and rebuild. Life may knock you down, but it's your choice whether you stay down or rise again. My journey taught me the value of true friendship, the importance of self-love, and the power of forgiveness. It showed me that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Years have passed since the day my world fell apart. Today, as I sit on the porch of our home with Emma by my side, I feel a profound sense of gratitude. My life is far from perfect, but it's mine, a life reclaimed from the ashes of heartbreak. Emma and I have built a beautiful family. We have 2 children, a boy and a girl, who bring joy and chaos into our lives. Watching them grow, seeing the world through their innocent eyes, is a daily reminder of the beauty of life and the endless possibilities of love. Mark and Claire are still our closest friends. We continue our adventures together, now with our children in tow. Our friendship has stood the test of time and trials, and it's stronger than ever. Emma and I continued to build our future together, focusing on our family and our dreams. We made a conscious effort to communicate openly, to support each other, and to nurture our relationship. It wasn't always easy, but we knew that our love was worth the effort. We decided to start a business together, combining our skills and passions. Emma had a background in design and I had my expertise in technology. We launched a small startup, creating digital solutions for other businesses. It was challenging but rewarding work, and it brought us even closer. Parenthood brought a new set of joys and challenges. Our children were a source of constant delight, but they also tested our patience and our resilience. We learned to navigate the sleepless nights, the tantrums, and the endless demands of parenthood together. Emma and I made a pact to always find time for each other, even amidst the chaos. We had regular date nights, went on family vacations, and made sure to keep the spark alive in our relationship. Our love grew stronger with each passing year, grounded in the shared experiences of raising our children and building our life together. Our friendships remained a vital part of our lives. Mark and Claire were like family to us, and our children grew up together, forming their own bonds. We continued our hiking trips, now with our kids, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Mark and I also started a mentorship program for young professionals in our community. We wanted to give back, to help others navigate their careers and personal lives. It was fulfilling work, and it reinforced the importance of community and support. As I reflect on my journey, I am filled with gratitude for the people who stood by me during my darkest times. Mark, with his unwavering support and friendship, was a beacon of light. Emma, with her love and understanding, helped me heal and rebuild my life. Dr. Lewis, with her guidance, helped me find my way back to myself. I also realized the importance of forgiving Lisa. Holding on to anger and resentment would have only hurt me in the long run. By forgiving her, I freed myself from the past and allowed myself to fully embrace the present and future. As the years passed, Emma and I reached new milestones together. Our business flourished, and we were able to expand, hiring a team of talented individuals who shared our vision. It was a dream come true, and it was all the more special because we had built it together. Our children grew, and with each passing year they brought new joys and challenges. We supported them in their pursuits, celebrated their successes, and guided them through their struggles. Watching them grow into kind, capable individuals was one of the greatest joys of our lives. Emma and I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life we had built, and we wanted to give back to our community. We started a foundation to support local schools, providing resources for underprivileged children and creating opportunities for them to succeed. We also continued our mentorship program, expanding it to include workshops and seminars on personal and professional development. It was incredibly fulfilling work, and it allowed us to make a positive impact on the lives of others. As our children grew older, Emma and I made a conscious effort to pass on the lessons we had learned to them. We taught them the importance of honesty, trust, and resilience. We encouraged them to pursue their dreams, to value their relationships, and to always stay true to themselves. We shared our story with them, not to burden them with our past, but to help them understand the complexities of love and life. We wanted them to know that while life can be challenging, it is also filled with beauty, joy, and endless possibilities. One of the most joyous moments in our lives was celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary. We decided to renew our vows, surrounded by our family and friends. It was a beautiful ceremony, a testament to our love and commitment to each other. Mark and Claire were there, of course, along with our children and the many friends we had made over the years. It was a day filled with love, laughter, and reflection. Emma and I looked back on our journey with gratitude and forward to the future with hope and excitement. To anyone listening to my story, I want to say this. Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. There will be moments of pain and heartbreak, But there will also be moments of joy and love. Embrace the journey, learn from the experiences, and never lose sight of your worth. Choose your life partner carefully. Look for someone who shares your values, dreams, and commitment. Trust your instincts and never settle for less than you deserve. Surround yourself with supportive people. Seek help when you need it, and always stay true to yourself. Life is a journey, and each experience, good or bad, shapes who you are. Embrace the lessons, cherish the moments of joy, and never lose hope. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I hope my story brings you comfort, inspiration, and the courage to create your own story of healing and happiness.